I'll be explaining how air pollution in Beijing affect birds and the overall population and its effect on the biodiversity in China. So as we all know, there are around 9,000 species of birds living on Earth right now. As for Beijing, there are you can find 350 kinds of birds. As observed, 20% of all birds are residential birds and 80% are migration birds. In that 80%, 49 are passing migration, which means that they're just crossing Beijing and heading to either the north or south. 25% are summer migration, so they only cross through during summer, and 6% are winter migration, so they only cross through during the winter. So what is the problem? Just kind of introducing briefly about Beijing's air pollution. So the PM10 concentration has been above the WHO recommendation, thus suggesting that Beijing is not a safe city, well, environmental wise. The situation is improving. However, people are not aware of the problem, and it wouldn't. This problem wouldn't be solved in a short amount of time. So you might wonder why air pollution and the particles would affect birds. So usually we find in air pollution, carbon monoxide is basically in all kinds of air pollution. Since it's created through burning gasoline, coal, oil, and what it does, it affects the nervous system of birds, which means that their breathe affects their breath, and they would die at an early age. Another more fatal substance is the sulfur dioxide. It's the output of burning fossil fuels, zinc and iron. It causes the immune system of birds to malfunction. So, for example, it'll be vulnerable to sickness and like scars. A single wound would become fatal, as the toxic in the sulfur will stunt the healing. So, how does the death of bird affect biodiversity? So, first of all, um, it would definitely increase the amount of rabbit squirrels. So basically, those animals are usually consumed by birds as they are on their way, and then they hunt down those animals. So as far as I know, rabbits and squirrels are very prosper in Beijing and Dongbei province. So if birds are gone, those level one consumers would definitely increase in a huge amount. Also, like level three predators, like large carnivores such as Dongbei tiger, wild dogs, wild cats, and wolves, would change its prey, probably hunting more rabbits and squirrels. And also, like since less birds would migrate, the overall population would decrease since migration is required for bird reproduction. I have concluded some solutions that could solve this problem. So first of all, we have to limit waste. Factories burning fuel and coal should alternate the source of energy with solar energy, wind energy, or water energy. It has been something that has already been executed in Beijing. I know in Hutongs, it's like Hutongs, like, well, those little houses in central Beijing, and I know in the Dashing area, Shunyi area, it's also using a lot of solar energy as the government is advocating like new future source of energy. And also, as animal lovers, we should all construct shelters for birds. So we have to prevent birds from staying in the city. We should open parks and lakes in rural areas to like allow birds to stay there. We humans should not, well, distract the birds in those areas in order to let them mate safely. Also, factories should establish like strict laws limiting like the output of waste. So, well, especially using coal and fuel, they should only be allowed to only use a certain amount of that in order to decrease the amount of air pollution. Also, cars, other things. Well, China's doing a very good job in order to stop air pollution.